In this YouTube video, I'm going to talk about some things that we have talked about since I've been in this mass law class this semester. The first thing Professor Robinson talked to us about, or put emphasis on, was the First Amendment, which was the freedom of religion, speech, press, and assembly, and the right to petition. He also talked a little bit about the Second Amendment, which was the right to bear arms. As we got along in the class, he started talking about the sedition laws, what all it had something to do with. The sedition laws are basically resurfaced in World War I. The government passed several acts to punish speech that was seen as harming the war. Some other things we talked about was hate speech, speech codes, and speech codes was it came late in the 1980s when universities across the country began developing and enforcing speech codes that prohibited students from using hate speech. Basically, hate speech is something that has something to do with sexual preferences, different things that people find offensive. You can't really use that. Hate speech laws also present special constitutional problems because these laws are often targeted at speech that is offensive or racist, as in the word "skook," like as in Skookie case. Some of the court cases we talked about Texas versus Johnson. Texas versus Johnson, basically Johnson had burned the American flag as a form of protest during the 1984 Republican National Convention in Dallas. The court said Johnson's speech had even more protection because he was trying to make a political point with his flag burning. So they didn't really take effect. I did a little reading on my own. I learned about the Pentagon Papers that occurred in June 13, 1971 in the New York Times, published a story about secret Pentagon studies of the Vietnam War, which became the Pentagon Papers. Today we had like a little quiz on the Clearance Act. I learned that the Clearance Act it required all colleges and universities that participate in federal financial aid programs to keep and disclose information about the crime on near their responsive campuses. I learned about the Freedom Information Act. That was a law that gives you the right to access information from government. So I've been learning different things in this class. So I got a long way to go, but I'm learning. And today we talked about today he showed us videos that really caught my attention about the Ice-T thing. And he showed us a YouTube video about the guy at the barbershop. I felt the guy at the barbershop first. He told I guess when his coworkers recorded him, he went out there and talked to the police. He had the right. He was exercising his freedom of speech. He was telling them how he thought it was wrong that this guy was carrying a machine gun with guns. He thought it was wrong, but I guess he was using foul language, and he brought a lot of police is there for him, but they wasn't there for the guy with the machine gun. And then Professor Robinson showed us another video where a black gun was exercising his open carry right, and like you had like a whole bunch of police cars coming trying to see what he was doing. Like to me that has something to do with race. To me, black people get stereotyped for things that the white people do the exact same. So that's not right in me. But all in all, I have learned a lot in his class. I'm looking forward to learning more. And I hope you watch this video.